all white Nike Airs or a fresh pair of D's. With a in the spot, city looking for a job, told him watch for them beats. I can't put the crib in my name, cause everything in that. And plus it's a few. Throw the money up. Went from a G-Shock to a paddock. I'm coming up, think of them nights. All I ate was a honey bun. It was so dark, but I knew that the sun would come. Nobody like me, I'm one-on-one. Your dog keep barking, we might have to muscle him. If I don't leave with them, I did not come with them. Check out the scoreboard, look like we run again. I'm at the Garden, sitting so close to the game. I might just talk to D-Rose. My foot, I might just trip up the rep. You on the net talking about goals. I've been through the fire. I had to take off my socks and step over cold to sit in this rose. Claiming ain't working, some of them just slow. That mean it's sometimes some cold. We knocking these down, see that we in the game. Them it's out of bounds. Heavy tip when we ride around. I ain't have it before, but they see I got it now. Helicopters get. You can't swim in that water, you probably ain't no more posted in lobbies now. Cause we pull up in Maseratis now. Gone. Real dope boy, all white Nike Airs or a fresh pair of D's. With a in the spot, city looking for a job, told him watch for them beats. I can't put the crib in my name, cause everything in that. And plus it's a few. We knocking these down, see that we in the game. Them it's out of bounds. Heavy tip when we ride around. I ain't have it before, but they see I got it now. Helicopters get. You can't swim in that water, you probably ain't no more posted in lobbies now. Cause we pull up.
We are in the City of Roses, Portland, Oregon, home to the Trailblazers, where we'll be broadcasting today's action live. Thanks for tuning in, everyone, to this broadcast of NBA basketball on 2K Sports. Along with Greg Anthony, Brett Berry, and our sideline reporter, David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Trailblazers will look to their home court advantage, just one game here in Portland. Game after game, the unbroken streak of wins to start their season continues.
And it's the second game of a back-to-back, and given how they've struggled lately, we could see them look to the bench for fresh legs and an injection of energy. They'll need it.
Trent gets the bucket. With just a few games in the books, Brent, what are coaches right now looking for from their team, from their players?
Well, I think you're still trying to figure out what your identity is, Kevin. You've played a few games. You're trying a few different rotations. You still want to do that over the course of the next 25 games before you really settle into what you know is going to give you the best chance offensively and defensively and win games.
On the wing, Anunoby. Rebound by Nurkic.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Hart, no good. And so Van Vliet will bring it up for Toronto.
And great find by Van Vliet. He's in control of this offense and generally makes good decisions.
Here's Sharp, and he banks in the layup.
Just a much smaller defender on him. He does the exact thing at the right moment, goes straight to the rim.
And Fred Van Vliet, a player who has always shot well from outside.
And Kevin Van Vliet has continued to kind of take on more of an offensive load. Increased his volume while maintaining efficiency. Not every player able to do that.
Here's Hart. OG Anunoby making his last shot. Back to Hart. Unloads from 13. That shot off. And Toronto will go the other way with it. And this game, the first chance they've had to see Portland.
You know, some teams just have your number. And that was the case between these two last season. And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
Well, he's going to just keep going now. That's early confidence for him.
Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Count it.
Nurkic, with that soft touch, he's starting to cause some problems for the defense.
Raptors with the lead. Young left side. Pass to Van Vliet. Stolen by Grant.
2 minutes remaining in the first.
It's Hart on the wing. .152 left here in the first quarter. Nurkic can't hit. And so Anunoby will bring it up for Toronto. And the call will be against Anthony Simons. That's his first foul. So timeout called here, the first for Toronto.
It's dance time. Here are your Blazer dancers. Substitution on the court. We need you to make some noise.
And there's a minute 45 left to play in the first quarter. Here's Van Vliet. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. A tough loss coming against New York in their last game played.
That final score really caught a lot of people off guard. I think we would have to quantify that one as an upset.
No question. I know I did not see that coming, especially when they had a chance to win it late in the fourth quarter. I thought for sure they'd get it done.
The Raptors are only a few years removed from its championship in 2019. Boy, a lot has changed since then.
Porter double team. Here's Benton. They get the rebound. Pass to Boucher. And there's the foul. It's on Chris Boucher. That's his first foul.
Personal foul.
Oh, great defense. They anticipated the play and got there first.
Portland trailing here. A lot of change. Toronto is without some of the key pieces from that title team, and it wasn't that long ago. But, Greg, they haven't had to go through a full rebuild. There are some remaining parts.
Listen, the talent they have is still undeniable, and they've got a good mix of young up-and-comers and players in the prime of their careers. Well, probably a little draft in the arena tonight. He's the last guy you expect to miss the mark by that much. Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
Here's Simons. After Toronto picking up the basket just moments ago. Boucher with the steal. Here's Benton. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
And the gamble paying off.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Here's Eubanks. That one's in, his first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
Just 3 on the clock. And so the first quarter is in the books. It's the Raptors up by 6 from Portland.
The Raptors 14. Fans, your Trailblazers.
And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And from what we've seen so far from the Raptors, guys, your thoughts?
In that first period, they showed a willingness to make the extra pass.
So much unselfish play out there. The coaching staff has to be thrilled with that.
Here's Benton. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. That's on Keon Johnson.
And you look at the young talent the Blazers have, a nice young core group that can grow. Simon's the big name from that crew.
And Simons and Little Greg, a pair of names Portland fans are definitely excited about.
And they've shown that they can be valuable players. Portland got a lot younger with the trades they made last year. Now they have to have that youth develop.
Here's Trent. It's deflected. Trailblazers trailed by 5. Down low. Here's Grant. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Well, Grant showing some toughness on that play. He welcomes the contact. He's so athletic, goes right through it that time.
And in his 7th season in the league, Jeremy Grant took a huge step forward. His scoring output went way up.
Yeah, and there's some recognition around that. He got some first place votes for most improved player. That's pretty impressive for a guy in the middle of his career. So the work ethic paying off, and he's desiring to get better.
Kicks it out to Grant. That's in there. Johnson with the assist. Grant's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. A busy few years for Nick Nurse. In 2019, he helped lead the Raptors to the title. and he was the 2020 Coach of the Year. He says, "It means a lot to me that this city and this country loves this team so much, and we can go out there and give them something to be proud of." Of course, Kevin, he's been a key part of that success. Back to you.
Maybe the single most important part of their success, D.A. Thank you so much. Here's Hart. No good on the triple. Raptors leading by 4. Pass to Barnes. Here's Trent. Goes back up. And the layup is good. Trent's got his second basket of the game.
He seems to be in the right place at the right time more often than anybody that's on the court here tonight. You see that pay off. I'm not sure how he finds himself in so much space there. He's kicking himself for whiffing a bit on that one.
Pass to Benton. Back to Trent. 6 to shoot. And a miss there on the triple. Trailblazers trailed by 6. And Hart has it in the corner. You know, it seems like we're seeing more teams, Brent, use zone defense these days. Not too long ago, zone was almost non-existent in the league.
Well, Kevin, you couldn't play zone. Even though there were zone principles in man-to-man defense, it used to be an illegal defense to set up in a 2-3 zone that you see teams doing nowadays. I'm very interested if the league does, in fact, do away with illegal defense and allow coaches to use whatever defensive scheme they need to do to slow up their opposition. It might do something in terms of producing more shots so we don't get stagnation with just threes all the time. We'll see if that happens.
So timeout called here, the first for Portland. So it's both teams making substitutions here. 1:58 left to play here in the half. Pass to Eubanks. Back to Simons. Bucket is good.
Well, Simons, if we got a replay of that, you could see his eyes just get huge there. He had a great chance to finish that one off.
Young outside. Van Vliet outside. It's deflected. Here's the break. Here's Simons. Misses the layup.
And he gets a lot of points right there at the rim, but the defense determined not to give up the easy deuce there.
Trent with the wide open look. Porter looking it over. Just 5 on the clock. Second shot opportunity. Misses the layup. He had him with that pump fake.
That's not going to make you a favorite target of your teammates. They'll think twice about feeding you if you're going to keep missing layups.
Yeah, you hate to give up a foul on a three-point attempt.
Personal foul.
And a chance now to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for Toronto.
A huge part of their offense, pushing the ball, looking for fast break opportunities, always a good idea.
We should also mention how hard they've been working on the offensive glass, just coming up with second chance scoring opportunities. Those can be deflating.
Brent, Nasir Little has certainly been stepping up lately, hasn't he?
Yes, a nice progression from him and taking on more responsibility for this team. Obviously, with star players out, the coaching staff's going to lean on some of their younger players, and that might accelerate the growth. Nasir Little certainly took a lot of pride in being an energy guy and a defender last year, and that's going to bode well for his foundation.
And there's the foul. It's on Nasir Little. That's his first foul. On the wing, Porter. He's still scoreless so far in this one.
Yeah, they've got the lead, but they need to do a better job of finding good shots, getting away from the formula that gave them so much success in that first quarter. And he's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2 points. Young outside. For three, Van Vliet. The offensive rebound. And there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time. And the Raptors lead by 6. And so it's the Toronto Raptors with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. And they've done a phenomenal job down low. So many of their points coming right at the rim. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. Toronto leading by 6. Pulls up. Makes the most of the high percentage shot.
And unafraid to challenge the heart of this defense. Van Vliet's a strong finisher for his size.
Clark, that's good.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
On average, 4 to 6 coaching changes happen after every regular season, and in 2021 the Trailblazers parted ways with their coach after 9 seasons, and Chauncey Billups was brought in as their new leader.
Here's Grant, and the dunk by Grant.
Simon's playing unselfish. That's going to help this team get in a great rhythm.
And for those of you turning in, we're about a minute into the second half. Pass to O.N.E. Back to Trent. Just 4 to shoot. Here's Barnes. Good, and Van Vliet gets the assist. Barnes has got the lead up to 8 now for the Raptors. Well, we know, Brent, the Blazers front office really seems to like Coach Chauncey Billups. They feel he brings a certain toughness to that team.
Yeah, the accountability part is what they lean on with Chauncey, and obviously a great connection in the point guard mentality between Chauncey and Damian Lillard, but immediately a lot of respect given to him because of how he carried himself in his career. So it's been a welcome change for the organization, and we'll see if they can build upon last year.
This guy is a high flyer. I mean, especially for a power forward, and he needs to be as an undersized player.
Simons from outside. Unable to get that one. And Toronto will come the other way.
And this has been an outstanding display on the boards, and it's a big part of why they have a lead in this game, doing the dirty work down low.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam.
And Nurkic's getting more and more comfortable at finding the open men on this team.
O.N.E. good. O.N.E.'s got the lead back up to 9 now for the Raptors.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Simons has got 5 points now this quarter.
That's just tremendous scoring instinct. So fun to watch him work in the half court.
Good work there as it goes. And the Raptors lead by 9.
And that's exactly what they're going for on that shot.
Now a timeout called by Portland. So both teams making some changes here. Right around 3 minutes into the second half. There's Winslow to the middle. And he makes good on the layup.
And the offense starting to click for them this half. They've raised that field goal percentage quite a bit since the break.
Inside. Here's Benton. Makes the bucket. Now he's got 5 field goals, 5 for 8 in the game.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole, because he is just not there offensively.
Boucher. That falls. Great assist by Van Vliet. And it's an 11-point Raptor lead.
And 10 of their last 12 coming off assists.
Here's Eubanks. Birch grabs the board.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Pass to Benton. Takes the 3. Rebound by the Trailblazers. 52 seconds left in the third. Here's Eubanks. And he uses the glass on the layup. Eubanks got 6 points.
Smart play by Winslow. Move the ball. Find the open man. Good team play.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Ball stolen. Here's Eubanks. Finishes the break with a slam.
I love the hustle on the break. Simon's just determined to see that play end with a positive result.
Van Vliet looking around. Pass to Benton. Clock at 6. And there's the foul. It'll go on Josh Hart. That's his first foul.
Second team foul.
Here's Van Vliet. His numbers are looking pretty good. He's got his scoring average up around 18.5 points a game. Van Vliet on the wing. Drops one in from the wing. Van Vliet's got the lead up to 11 now for the Raptors.
And you have to appreciate the confidence. Van Vliet wastes no time shooting the rock when he is in that groove.
And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Raptors lead by 11. And time for the short break, and stay right where you are. The fourth quarter is coming up next.
Here are your Blazer dancers.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. Trailblazers trailed by 11. Now, here's Hart. Good work defensively by Trent. To the paint. The kick out to Porter. There's the three. Traps in the tray. Porter's got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for the Raptors. Here's Little. Good D by Barnes. Toronto leading by 14. Fires the three. That falls. Great assist by Van Vliet.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
Basketball IQ is something that gets talked about, but its importance to a team showing up here, running plays that turn into scores.
And that's a little lack of fight at the defensive end.
Absolutely. At least on that slam, you're right. That's one way to let a team back in the game.
You have to credit the aggressiveness offensively, because that's when you make a play when you really need it.
Hart with it. Picked up by Van Vliet. Porter with the steal. Final quarter here, and we're just over a minute and a half through it. Pass to Barnes. Nice move. And it's good on the way in. Barnes has got 5 points now this quarter. And guys, what do you think about the hustle stats for Toronto?
And they've shown great focus on the defensive end, putting constant pressure on the ball and really disruptive in terms of what they've done defensively.
You also have to admire the way they've gotten out and run in transition. And they've run wide, they've run their lanes, they've been doing it with a great pace, and that's produced some easy scores.
Now Simons to the inside and finished off by Nurkic.
And Nurkic getting up there and waiting that rim.
Down low, Trent.
Jr.
And he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
And really the story of this second half, one team getting the shots they want, the other not so much.
Well, this team did something at halftime, going from a mild-mannered half-court executing team to some heroic shooting in the second half.
First team foul.
Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter.
And final quarter. And it's six-man time.
Back to Trent.
For your Blaze.
And he goes in for the dunk.
I love the unselfishness And you know coaches do as well.
Well, not just coach, but you can see it in the teammates, the way that they look at him. They appreciate it when he shares the ball like that.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Nurkic is focused on trying to make the job of his teammates easier. He works so hard on the glass and setting screens. Tons of dirty work that Nurkic finds himself involved in.
And sometimes a trade is exactly what a player needs. And that was the case with Yusuf Nurkic.
Yeah, back in 2017, you remember, it was Jokic, Nurkic, back and forth. They were getting limited playing time, and then finally there was a trade that allowed Nurkic to get from Denver to Portland. And he's kind of doubled up everything in terms of its production since then.
Here's Van Vliet. And the layup falls.
Oh, tricky play by Van Vliet to beat the close coverage, slipping past there for the finish.
Pass to Grant. Brent, with the way shooting has evolved, do you think they might move the three-point line further out at some point?
I don't know if that's going to happen anytime soon, but I have heard some great ideas, and who knows?
Here's Young. Crosses over. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Second personal foul.
And very quietly, Young just continues to be an efficient player, a multi-talented swingman who does a little bit of everything.
Both teams deciding to change it up. And Scotty Barnes, the Rookie of the Year in 2022 in the NBA.
And you could argue he was maybe the biggest surprise of the 21 draft. Made a huge impact on the floor immediately. If you did a redraft of that class, he'd be closer to the top. Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Raptors.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board.
Era por mí, claro que sí.